Hello everyone! Today I'd like to show you how to easily make your own reversible satin hair cap out of non-stretch fabric. I started by cutting out a rectangle of fabric. To figure out how wide your fabric should be, measure around your head where you want your cap to sit and then add 4 inches. For me that was 27 inches. The height should be 15 inches. Then fold your fabric into 2. Next, measure out 7 inches on the side opposite of the fold. Mark this point and then connect it to the top of the fold with a curve. We can now cut out our fabric. Place your piece of fabric on your outer fabric to trace your shape and cut out your second piece similar to the first. Now we are going to gather our fabric. So I put my machine on the longest stitch length and stitch along my curved edge. I repeat this once more to create a row of 2 gathering stitches. I like to sew my second gathering stitch in between my first stitch line and the edge of my fabric. Now that we have done our 2 gathering stitches, we can use them to gather up our fabric until it measures 12 inches. This determines the height of our finished cap. If you want your cap to be smaller, you can gather this up further. Once we get to 12 inches, we can fold our cap into 2, right sides facing, and stitch our gathers closed. Of course, don't forget to pin before you sew. Take your time when sewing over your ruffles. The more time you spend on making your ruffles lay right, the better it will look. After this, you should start to see your cap take form. Repeat all these steps on your second layer of fabric. You should now have 2 identical caps. Place your 2 caps right sides touching. Then pin all around the edge using the seam of your gathers to make sure everything lines up correctly. Once you've done that, you're going to sew all around the edge, leaving a gap in the back so we can turn it right sides out and insert our elastic. Let's turn our cap right sides out. Sorry for my falling camera, my tripod was working against me this day. Now I have a broad piece of elastic here that's 4 inches long. I'll mark out 8 inches on the back of my cap and place my elastic in between those markers. You might want to carefully try on your cap now to check your fit and adjust your elastic accordingly. Then you can stitch your elastic in place. Next, I'm going to stitch a line above my elastic to make sure it doesn't move around too much. To do that, I just stretch my fabric and then I sew along the top of the elastic. Finally, we just have to close up our gap, and while we're doing that, I'm also stitching all the way around to make sure my edges lay nice and neat. This project is perfect for using up scrap fabric, and it's so simple you can easily do it in a day. And you are done! A fully reversible cap out of non-stretch fabric made to perfectly fit your head. You could use 2 layers of satin or 2 layers of fashion fabric. You could also make it taller or smaller, depending on your needs. I made mine with the purpose of protecting my hair while I'm sleeping, so that's why I lined mine with satin, and made it quite high so it could fit all my hair. But as I said, you can totally customize this to your taste. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Bye!